Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, May 26th. It is 7:02 p.m. This is a regular meeting of the Town Council. Will everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The following Town Council members are present in chambers: Gagnon, Cohut, Mauer, Formicella, Wales, and Duva. Mr. First Selectman, can you?
Councilman Reed is online and he is permitted to speak.
Reed is well said. I hear him. So council members Lapellis and O'Rourke are absent this evening. Moving on to item 3, our consent calendar. Is there any objection to passing the consent calendar as presented? Hearing none, I'm going to pass the consent calendar as presented. I ask that communication items A through I be incorporated into the minutes of our meeting. Moving on to item 5, public participation. Is there any member of the public that would like to participate this evening? I will first begin with those who are in town council chambers. Is there any member of the public that would like to participate tonight? If you would, I would just ask name and address up to the microphone. No one is compelled to participate. But if you would like to, you can.
Hello, everyone. Bruce Benedict, not a resident of Monroe anymore, Sandy Hook, but part of the Benedict farm. Are we supposed to give comments now or just registering ourselves?
You can say whatever you'd like now. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we're here tonight. My nephew Matt Flater and myself representing the Benedict family regarding the town's resolution to purchase the farm property in the back. And we just wanted to say that we are very much in favor of this. We feel it's a great addition to the town, and we're happy to hopefully see this thing through to its fruition here. Any questions or if there's anything during the discussion of the resolution, be happy to answer any questions that may arise.
Thank you. Just for your information, this evening I do anticipate us to enter executive session to discuss the item that you had mentioned during public participation. So any action that would come on that topic would be after our executive session tonight. Okay?
Sure. Thank you.
If I could just say something, Mr. Chairman, Bruce, while you're here, I just want to say thank you very much for your consideration to even do this with the town. That is a large piece of property. It has a lot of property value. To a degree, there is some generational wealth there. This is a big undertaking. 64 acres of space in your family, you have decided to sell to the town and Aspetuck Land Trust at a very, very low price in comparison to what you could get in the open market. Yeah. And that is just not something that people do these days. So for you to think about that, to consider Monroe and consider the open space and the uses that it's going to bring to the table in the area of a dog-friendly park for people, that's something that this town has wanted for a long time. So it's just a wonderful thing, Matt. I know you guys personally, but it's a wonderful thing that you're doing here. And, this is something that's going to be around for forever, and I don't know that everybody really understands the magnitude of what this is, but this is a very beautiful piece of property. And we're very fortunate to have people like you willing to do something of this magnitude. So I thank you and your family. I know family situations when it comes to property it's not easy. I've seen many, many probate cases and many situations. So this is just admirable. And, thank you.
Well, thank you. It's a beautiful park down there. And, I think it's really a stellar facility, the whole Great Hollow Wolf Park. And in this addition, I think just really makes the town that much of a beautiful place to live.
I'm going to miss the cows, though.
We're going to miss the cows, too.
Especially when they're walking up.
They're gonna be confined down closer to the business where people can see a few cows, nothing like we have
Yeah.
at present. Yeah. It's not an Aspetuck's wheelhouse to livestock.
That's true. If the chair will permit.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Matt.
Just on that note of the cows and missing that one quick story for the Benedict family here and kind of the staple that they've been in this community. And I've known quite literally since I was 10 weeks old, been friends with Bill Benedict, one of Bruce's sons, and then Kenny once he was born, and then Michael once he was born. And on our way to, I believe it was Kenny's birthday party one year, we were driving up right at the corner where Duchess and American Pie and all of that is, and we're waiting at the light to turn to go to the house, and we see a pony running across 25, bounding along, and not 3 minutes afterwards, keeping up to the pony, which is quite impressive, comes Bruce Benedict pounding after the pony down
You know what I'm going to ask, right?
across Route 25.
A distant relative, perhaps.
Oh, you know what I'm going to ask?
Yes, happy.
Lucky.
Lucky.
Is it Lucky?
No, it wasn't lucky.
Okay.
Well, he was lucky he crossed 25.
Without any incident.
No, so just to share, because we're having a very heartfelt moment.
Yeah, please.
My grandparents had a pony when I was little, and my grandfather could no longer take care of it because he had multiple hip replacement surgeries. And they brought the pony to their place, Lucky, who was there for a lot of years. So when you said the pony was running across, what are the chances?
Yeah. Fortunately, the pony was just a little homesick, and they found her just right where he goes, back in those exact fields that we're talking about. And also many, many years of donating that space to Boy Scouts to utilize as camping. The family has always put a lot of effort and thought into the town, and this is only a furtherance of that. So thank you.
Unbelievable.
Is there any other member of the public that would like to participate this evening that is in town council chambers? No? Okay. Moving on online. So those folks who are online, you have the ability to digitally raise your hand. So there's an emoji that looks like a yellow hand. Maybe you've changed it. And you just click that to digitally raise your hand so we know that you'd like to participate this evening. And so I'm going to ask the first selectman to check if anyone is digitally raising their hand to participate this evening.
There was nobody raising their hands at this time, Mr.
All right.
Chairman.
Thank you very much. One more time here. Anybody wants to participate? Seeing none, hearing none, I'm going to close public participation for this evening and move on to appointments. We have no appointments this evening. We move on to action items, town council, committee on finance, education, health, public safety matters. Madam Vice Chair, any update?
We have not met since the last meeting.
Thank you very much. Item B, Town Council Committee on Planning, Zoning, Public Works, and Park and Recreation Matters. Councilmember Duva.
We have not met since our last meeting. The issue that we've been dealing with about Richmond Drive is still in front of us. Councilwoman Gagnon was kind enough to gather some emails from some of the residents. I would like to informally hear from them to see their opinion. At the moment, I've heard from about 6, and it's an even split as to 3 that want this project and 3 that don't. So I don't know that the level of support is there, but I would like to hear from everyone, at least informally at first, before we do anything formal. So I'll try and reach out to them.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item C, Town Council Committee on Legislative and Administrative Matters. Councilmember Reed.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay.
Yep. Yes.
Great. Okay. We did meet tonight. We discussed 4 items. The first was the bituminous concrete road paving agreement. And then we have 3 resolutions for authorizing appropriation of, the first was the reconstruction of Todd Drive culvert. The other was the fire department improvements and vehicle purchase project. And third we did the authorization and acquisition of real estate commonly known as Benedict's Farm, which we just heard from Bruce, for town purposes. So all four of those reached consensus to come to council.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item D, Strategic Planning Committee. We have not met since our last town council meeting. Item E, Facilities Planning Committee. Mr. First Selectman, any update from them?
Thank you very much. Obviously, we know we put that together the last council. Since then, my office has prepared an agenda with the assistance of Councilwoman Donna Wales. So I would imagine that you're the liaison from council at this point. There's not a leadership, but I think you could probably give an update if you'd like, if that's okay.
Our first meeting has been scheduled for June 3rd at 7:00 PM here in the town hall. It looks like it will be in the room 204 time, and it's going to be the initial meeting to kick off activities, and the primary will be the ad hoc Board of Ed facility study.
Thank you very much.
I will tell you, just to add to that, Mr. Chairman, all the studies that we've had at town hall, we're starting to slowly send them over. And in the first meeting, I'm sure electronically, all the members will get them. So first rule of business is to get all of these studies together so that we don't continue to do study on top of study. Just get all that information and see what information we need. The other thing I did direct, because of the cutoff to apply for funding, I did talk to Rosemary today, so she can look at all of the information that we do have, so she can bring together a compilation of what we have and what we may need for that state application. So the facilities committee will have that the first meeting. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Moving on to item F, Open Space Preservation Acquisition Committee. There is no update from this committee at this time. And moving on to item G, our First Selectman's update. Mr. First Selectman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In operations, mill rate set. The Board of Finance set the new mill rate per charter to 29.88, reflective of the public referendum, which passed in the Board of Finance on May 14th, 2026 at a special meeting. The police awards, our biannual police awards, were held last Thursday at Jockey Hollow Middle School. A large crowd gathered in support of the outstanding work of the Monroe Police Department, along with the promotions of Officer Matthew Johnson and Michael Fresinia to Sergeant, and Sergeant Helio Ronalette and Sergeant Jeffrey Loomis to Lieutenant. Lieutenant Stephen Carone was also promoted to Captain during the ceremony. And congratulations to Helio Ronalette for receiving Officer of the Year. His dedication to professional police service and engagement with our community has been exceptional. Because we have Matt Flater here, he was also recognized as a local hero, him and his group of friends. I don't know if everybody here is aware, but last year, around this time or so, the Benedict's farm was, they made an attempt to do something. I don't remember exactly what the details were, but they created a ruckus, and one of the gentlemen got cut with a chainsaw. The gentleman had a chainsaw. Matt and a group of people that worked there had subdued that suspect and waited for the police to come. So they were awarded that night as well. So thank you for being a local hero. I absolutely love that story. When it happened, I had to drive over and shake your hand and congratulate you. We don't like people taking, law into their own hands, but at that time there was an imminent danger of physical injury and you did what you had to do. So congratulations to you and thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I still got to keep going, don't I? I got so caught up in the.
There's one.
Emergency services update. Peace Officers Memorial Day. We held a memorial service outside Town Hall for Peace Officers Memorial Day, where we recognize and honor the sacrifices made by those who serve in public safety and dedicate their lives to helping others. Thank you to the members of the Monroe Police Department for their ongoing commitment to protecting our community. Some of our Stepney Elementary School first graders also had the opportunity to attend the ceremony and learn about the importance of honoring and remembering those who serve and have made the ultimate sacrifice in protection of their communities. Capital projects, Wolf Park Pool Patio. Structured and high-quality work continues to bring our valued parks to exceptional condition. The approved use of the local capital improvement program, better known as LoSiP, grant funding has been utilized as defined in the Parks and Recreation Capital Plan and the 25-26 budget document. This grant funding was identified to be usable in this capacity from the state, and over $200K from that grant was allocated for park upgrades. These upgrades included sports fields work, a new boat dock at Lake Zor, and recognizing the pool house at Wolf Park as in desperate need of repairs. The Wolf Park pool patio has been in extreme disrepair since my first term, and every year I've witnessed Public Works conduct temporary repairs due to safety concerns from deteriorating concrete that has left cracks and concrete debris. The patio has been completed. Our Department of Public Works performed admirably with the preparation of this project, as well as our paving program finishing the walkways. Please take a look. I don't know if anybody's been over there, but it came out absolutely fantastic. It's beautifully done. And a split rail fence is going to be installed, which will replace the previous sharp-edged aluminum fence. And when I say sharp-edged, there were areas of it that were kind of broken, the little kids grabbing on it. So it's always kind of bothered me. So I'm very happy to see that fixed. Flipping the page, a community update, Rotary Club Service Above Self Awards. I attended the Rotary Club Service Above Self Awards, which honors individuals, educators, businesses, and community leaders who have made outstanding contributions through volunteer work, philanthropy, mentorship, and public service. I was honored to present awards to Karen Carty for her years of volunteer work with local organizations, Konstantin Krama for his generosity and community involvement through his restaurant, Monroe Social, and Lauren Iverson for her leadership and dedication to students at Massac High School. Thank you to former First Selectman Ken Kellogg and the Rotary Club of Monroe for organizing a wonderful event. In addition, there were many students that were also recognized at this event. It was kind of interesting because one of the students I coached in soccer, and we had kind of a funny little story, but it was nice. It was a very nice, well-done event at Whitney Farms. Library study pods. If you want a private place to study or conduct business, our library director, Nicole Signoli, has introduced 2 new pods for your convenience. So just call the library to reserve your time. I believe Nicole is doing it in 1-hour blocks because those things have a tendency of people locking them up for a long period of time. So they do it for 1-hour blocks. And then if there's nobody in the hour block past that, you can continue to use it. Memorial Day Parade. The Memorial Day Parade Committee made the difficult decision to cancel this year's parade due to the weather. However, the ceremony honoring our heroes still took place in council chambers despite the circumstances. Many community members gathered to pay tribute to Lee Hostler, the veteran being remembered this year. Together, we honored the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice and reflected on the American spirit that inspired them to serve. We celebrated the freedoms and opportunities we enjoy every day because of their courage, selflessness, and dedication to our country. Even though there was we didn't have the parade, the ceremony here was wonderful. Some of you did come to support our veterans. We took the wreaths today in honor, even though we weren't able to do it the other day. We took the wreaths today and put them out in front of the Veterans Memorial. So, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's it for action items this evening. We have no matters of unfinished business tonight. We're moving on to new business. New business item A, resolution 26-054, Madam Vice Chair.
I make a motion to adopt resolution 26-054. Resolve that Terrence P. Rooney, First Selectman of the Town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the Town of Monroe the Bituminous Concrete Road paving agreement and any associated documents and change orders by and between the Town of Monroe and Cochiola Paving Incorporated for road paving services during fiscal year 27. Be it further resolved, the Town Council waives section 4.3 of the town's purchasing policy with respect to this matter.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Mauer. Mr. First Selectman, discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Once again, we wish to utilize Cochiola Paving Incorporated for road paving services this fiscal year. I have provided for your review and consideration a new bituminous concrete road paving agreement. This agreement has been drafted by our town attorney, and he has provided his attached letter of opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-054, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 7-0. Moving on to item B, resolution 26-055.
Yeah, it's bonding.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All All right, I move that the town council adopt resolution 26-055. Resolve that the resolution entitled Resolution Authorizing Appropriation of $2,030,000 for the fiscal year 2026 road construction, reconstruction, and Todd Drive culvert replacement project, and authorizing the issuance of the town's general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $2,030,000 to finance the appropriation, a copy of which is available at this meeting and was included in the packet of meeting materials, is hereby approved and recommended for adoption by the town. Further, this resolution waives the reading of said resolution and its full text be incorporated into the minutes of the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Kohut. Mr. First Selectman, any discussion on this item?
No, this is SOP with the paving and projects, but the only thing is the Todd Drive culvert is in desperate need. So thank you very much for moving this forward.
Thank you. Any other discussion regarding this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-055, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 7-0. Moving on to item C, I move that the town council adopt resolution 26-056. Resolve that the resolution entitled Resolution Authorizing Appropriation of $165,000 for the fiscal year 2026 fire department improvements and vehicle purchase project, and authorizing the issuance of the town's general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $165,000 to finance the appropriation, a copy of which is available at this meeting and was included in the packet of meeting materials, is hereby approved and recommended for adoption by the town. Further, this resolution waives the reading of said resolution and its full text be incorporated into the minutes of the meeting. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Wales. Mr. First Selectman, any discussion on this item?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just it involves one of the items that are most important here are the doors for Stevenson, the garage doors. They've had some issues with that, as well as the Stepney Police Chief has been limping along an old vehicle for a while. So our fire department will be very happy with new doors in Stevenson and a new vehicle for the police chief, fire chief. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-056, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 7-0. Just for information for everybody, we are going to skip D and E until after our executive session. So I'm going to move to F and G, and at this time, I'm going to move to enter executive session, inviting the town attorney and first selectman on the following topics: consideration of purchase of real estate as open space, as well as tax appeal stipulation. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Gagnon. Executive session, so motion by me, second by Councilmember Gagnon. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of entering executive session, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 7-0. It is 7:25. All right, good evening, everyone. We are back in session. It is 7:55 p.m. No votes of town council were taken during our executive sessions this evening. I will first begin with item F, which is consideration of purchase of real estate as open space. I'm going to make a motion for town council to adopt resolution 26-059. Resolved that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is hereby authorized to deliver on behalf of the town that certain real estate purchase agreement by and among Rebecca Benedict Bottomley, Bruce William Benedict, duly qualified co-executors of the estate of Myrna B. Get Rebecca Benedict Bottomley, Bruce William Benedict, John L. Flater, duly qualified executor of the estate of Jane Benedict Flater, Pamela Ann Get, Mark Allen Benedict, Matt Flater, Carolyn Flater, Mark Flater, collectively as seller, and the town and Aspertuck Land Trust Incorporated jointly as buyer regarding the purchase and sale of 61.7 acres, more or less, of real property located in the town of Monroe, county of Fairfield, and state of Connecticut, commonly known as Benedict's Farm, as more particularly depicted and defined in the agreement as the property, together with such non-material alterations to the description of the property, survey revisions, title matters, access rights, easements, grant requirements, closing documents, corrections, substitutions, additions, or clarifications to the names, capacities, authority, or identities of the seller parties as may be required to conform to record title, satisfy title, underwriting requirements, address probate, fiduciary, entity, trust, or other ownership matters, or otherwise to convey good and marketable title to the town and such other terms as may be deemed necessary or appropriate to consummate the acquisition, provided the same are approved as to form and content by the town attorney, and further resolve that the acquisition of the property and the costs of all temporary and permanent financing necessary to consummate the acquisition are hereby authorized and approved on the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement, and further subject to the requirements of the town charter to the extent applicable. And further resolved that the first selectman, treasurer, director of finance, town attorney, and all other appropriate town officials are hereby authorized and directed to negotiate and accept the terms of the state of Connecticut Open Space and Watershed Land Acquisition Grant, the U.S. Natural Resources Conservation Service Grant, and contributions from Aspetuck Land Trust Incorporated, or other sources of funding available therefore, as may be necessary to fund the balance of the appropriation and consummate the purchase and financing of the property. And further resolved that the first selectman is hereby authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town agreements for the grants and contributions or other documents memorializing the terms and of the grants and contributions, and to take all action necessary or reasonably required to carry out, give effect, and consummate such grants and contributions, including executing on behalf of the town such agreements, contracts, and certificates as may be deemed necessary or advisable by the first selectman, provided the same are approved as to form and content by the town attorney. And further resolved that the first selectman is hereby authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town that certain memorandum of understanding by and between the town and ALT related to the acquisition, use, improvement, and management of the property, together with such changes, revisions, and related documents as may be deemed necessary or appropriate to carry out the purchase thereof, provided the same are approved as to form and content by the town attorney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Donald Wales. Any discussion regarding this item? Mr. First Selectman, I'll give you a first grab at it.
Oh, I mean, not too much to talk about. I mean, obviously, as we move forward, we'll consider little bumps in the road and get this to the finish line. You know, the town attorney did a fantastic job. Aspetuck Land Trust has done a great job working with this whole project. So, very happy with where it is, and I have nothing else to add. Thank you.
Thank you. Other discussion on this resolution? Councilmember Mallor.
This has been a few years in the making now. So to all parties involved, the first selectman for your work on this, the town attorney for his work on this, all of our town officials, to the Flater and Benedict family and all of their work on this, Aspetuck Land Trust and their partnership. Just thank you for all of the patience and I know the red tape can be a lot sometimes, so thank you all for working tirelessly to bring this to us today, and I look forward to seeing it come to fruition.
Thank you. Other discussion regarding this item? Hearing none. All those in favor of adopting resolution 26-059, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 7-0. Now we have to pay for it. So we're going to go back to item D.
What?
Which is resolution 26-057. I move that the town council adopt resolution 26-057, resolved that the resolution entitled Resolution Authorizing one, the acquisition of real estate commonly known as Benedict's Farm for town purposes in the sum of $2,740,000 and the future management thereof. 2, an appropriation of the sum of $2,740,000 for the acquisition of said real estate. 3, the issuance of the town's general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $850,000 to finance an appropriation of the appropriation. And 4, the application of grant funds and contributions to finance the balance of the appropriation. A copy of which is available at this meeting and provided to town council today is hereby approved and recommended for adoption by the town. Further, this resolution waives the reading of said resolution and its full text be incorporated into the minutes of the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Make him read it again.
Second by Councilmember Kohut. Mr. First Selectman, anything on the bonding?
Well, sir.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion on 26-057? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 7-0. Next, I'm going to make a motion for the town council to adopt resolution 26-058, which is E, calling for a town meeting. Resolved that pursuant to Chapter 9, Section 1 of the Town Charter of the Town of Monroe and contingent upon Board of Finance approval, the town council hereby calls a town meeting to be warned and held on June 22nd, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the Monroe Town Council chambers of the Monroe Town Hall to consider and act upon each of the following entitled resolutions individually, and that the town clerk cause such notice of the meeting to be posted and published in accordance with law. 1, resolution authorizing appropriation of $2,030,000 for the fiscal year 2026 road construction, reconstruction, and Todd Drive culvert replacement project, and authorizing the issuance of town general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $2,030,000 to finance the appropriation. 2, resolution authorizing appropriation of $165,000 for the fiscal year 2026 fire department improvements and vehicle purchase project and authorizing the issuance of town's general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $165,000 to finance the appropriation. And 3, resolution authorizing 1, the acquisition of real estate commonly known as Benedict's Farm for town purposes in the sum of $2,740,000 and the future management thereof. 2, an appropriation of the sum of $2,740,000 for the acquisition of said real estate. 3, the issuance of town's general obligation bonds in an amount not to exceed $850,000, finance and appropriation of finance a portion of the appropriation. And 4, the application of grant funds and contributions to finance the balance of the appropriation. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Mauer. Any discussion on this item? New date as opposed to instead of the 8th, it'll be the 22nd to allow Board of Finance during their regular meeting on the 18th to provide their input as well as to approve bonding. So it will be the following Monday after the Juneteenth holiday. And there was just one other change in specific language adopting the new resolution that we had before us this evening and recently passed. Any other discussion on this? All those in favor of adopting resolution 26-058, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 7-0. We will move on to tax appeal stipulation, which is item G. I move that the town council adopt resolution number 26-060, resolve that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is hereby authorized in consultation with the town attorney to resolve and settle the pending tax appeal litigation concerning the property located at 517 Main Street, to execute and deliver on behalf of the town any settlement agreement, stipulation, release, withdrawal, or other documents reasonably necessary or appropriate to effectuate the settlement of said matter on the terms presented to and approved by the town council. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Kohut. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-060, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, passes 7-0. We have no unfinished matters of unfinished business. We have no unfinished matters of new business. There is no second public participation this evening. I'm adjourning this meeting at 8:08 p.m. Thank you, everyone. See everyone in a few weeks.